Get physical. Physical. What? Ergonomics, folks. Physical. Let's do it. Let's get in there. We're here. It's Steve and Matt. We're talking about the ergonomics issues and wrist on the risk control show. So here we are, Steve and Matt. We're back with another episode. And today we're talking about ergonomics, that beautiful, wonderful program that everyone loves to hate. They just love to hate it. I understand. It's like a can of worms, Matt. Actually, it's like a bowl of spaghetti. It's got more twists and turns than you can imagine. And it's terrible. You open it up and you think you're going to do great things for your agency. Then you're like, why did we even start this?
Right. Well, that's the thing. Ergonomics is there's so many little things, these little tasks and approaches that you can take to trying to fit the workplace to the individual that it feels endless. Like, okay, endless. Yeah, I can. Yeah, it is endless. You can do this here. You can do this here. You can do this there. And what I think another issue with ergonomics is from the perspective of reviewing it and ensuring that it's working, is that you don't really get a obvious positive gain from it. You're not going to look at it and say, oh, this is definitely better, except through the long run, you might see drops in workers' comp costs and injuries reported as a result of that. But beyond that, you're not going to, what are you going to go off of? An employee survey of, yeah, I feel a lot more comfortable in my chair.
Well, yeah, you should do employee surveys.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
And I like that you're talking about the benefit side of it, because all the studies say increase in productivity. Bull crap.
Oh yeah, exactly. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Right.
They're trying to sell you
something. Lost productivity. I mean, I was talking to Joan the other day, and Joan, if you're watching this, too bad. I'm telling the story. I'm just like, every time I talk to Joan, she's like, I'm going to pick up the kids. I'm going there. I'm going there. It's like, aren't you supposed to be working? Aren't you supposed to be working? Get to work. And how many times people are on Twitter and checking Facebook and chit-chatting with this and texting and doing their laundry.
Right.
And, making a dinner and walking their dog. Like, productivity is the last thing. But it does.
Yeah. So you're saying that ergonomics allows people to waste more of time they should be working on the internet or on their phone.
Now they're spending it on Instagram. No, it's actually, it does increase some of your productivity, of course, if you're able to type fluidly without pain. And pump out those letters and stuff. It's great. Mm-hmm. Same thing with text. Oh my gosh, or my hand. Like even doing that, like it takes out. I take a minute out, and it takes 12 seconds, 12 minutes, refocus, and those things are true. Mm-hmm. But again, as Matt says, it's hard to determine the benefit or put a monetary number on the benefit of ergonomics. So that's what I really wanted to talk about today, is how do you do ergonomics right? And if you do start it, think, oh, well, we got to do that. Let's do a couple evaluations. It really behooves you to stop right there, go, let's look at this from a perspective. What do we already have in place? And who's ordering equipment? How do we order equipment? Who's designing the desk setups? Because I'll tell you, we have one client, love them to death, do a lot of ergonomic evaluations. But, they've just built some new buildings, and now whoever's ordering equipment has violated all their standards. It's like, okay. Really? So then you bought non-adjustable chairs. You put in, well, sit stands, a whole nother bowl of spaghetti.
Right.
But, they had kind of a policy against the sit stand workstations or adding them into existing spaces. But now they put in all sit stands at this new facility. And it's like, okay, so what about the rest of the employees? You know,
Right.
none of the
Right.
equipment's the same. They're not from the same manufacturer. So when you start to look at this from an agency perspective, where do you get the biggest bang for the buck? Well, you get it through economies of scale. And
Yes.
you know, if you're going out and doing an evaluation, then you're trying to order equipment to resolve a messed up desk setup, and person moves, and now you're trying to take that equipment to the new desk, and you know the new desk has a support bar that runs across, and you can't install the track and from the keyboard
Right.
tray, and oh, the cubicle is really small and narrow, and it's like, well, where's the standards? Let's build the standards. So let's look at how we do this right. How you do it right is you can estimate the number of people. Facilities should have some numbers on number of moves that you do. And I call a move
Right.
anytime someone moves a desk location,
Right.
right? So I
Right.
remember working for a big insurance agency, Omaha, Nebraska, and you know we were doing hundreds of ergonomic evaluations a week. I just said, look, we need. I got the numbers. 33% of our population moves every year. We're taking it. We're installing the equipment. We're removing the equipment. We're reinstalling the equipment. We're like, if I buy 5,000 keyboard trays, I'm going to get a great discount. We'll install them all, and no matter what location they're working at or desk they're working at, it's the same setup. They can stop in, pop in, and
Right.
away they go. That's what we did, and we got keyboard trays, like really nice keyboard trays. I think $89 a piece, instead of buying them one off at 400. You know,
Right. Yeah. Wow.
so it's like, okay, and then our guys went and did a mass install, and yeah, it took us a while to do, but guess what? Saved a ton of labor hours. So that's
Hmm.
really where you start. Look at, okay, let's make these cubicles the right size. We have the right desk surfaces, attach the right equipment to it, and then do it on a mass scale so that when people have to move or they show up to a desk, everything's set. You know?
Yep.
This
Yep.
brand new desk that I did the other day, this lady sitting in a non-adjustable chair, got carpal tunnel now, and like, what's going on? It's a nice looking desk, but nothing to it. The chair's
Right.
screwed up. Why did you buy that? I'm going to throw that chair away now.
Right. Right.
It's a piece of
Yeah.
junk. It's like a conference room chair. You know, it's like those old ones we had in our podcast studio. You know, the
Hmm.
arms, and they're made to sit in for 30 minutes, not all day.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a smoking chair or a lounging chair,
Yeah,
kind of, oh, really nice cushions and everything like that. But can I work comfortably in it? Can I sit in a supported position in there comfortably with my arms supported and able to actually do my job?
right,
Yeah, I think that's the other part of it, is just ensuring. You mentioned chairs that weren't adjustable, or having a cubicle where there was a bar running across, or you
right.
couldn't set up the track well there, to make that set up, to be able to set that up. Well, if you aren't buying the right equipment and making that right decision that you can adjust to it. And look, what's the one thing that we can all say about every human being? No human being is the same.
Are you
They're all
sure?
different. I'm pretty
Because
sure
I
they're.
gotta say, I'm on the dating profiles because I'm a single guy, and I'm seeing a lot of the same stuff.
You're seeing a lot of the same stuff. Well, that might be a cultural thing, but I mean, yeah, it's like you're tall. I'm short. You're on the thinner side. I'm kind of a stocky guy, right? We know a lot of people who they're tall but short armed. Or they
Yeah,
have a short torso but long legs. You need to buy the equipment that I mean, the whole point of ergonomics again is shaping the workplace to the individual. You can't I think when I was a kid, Steve, I really wanted to play basketball, and I was a short guy, and I'm still a short guy. And yeah, I did the old trick of trying to hang upside down for a good while, hoping that gravity was going to somehow stretch me out and make me longer. It didn't work.
Well, now they're doing those things where you can cut your legs and then they kind of.
Oh God!
Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
I know. I have seen those.
Wasn't that in the movie Gattaca or something?
Probably. Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. I think it was. But yeah, point is that look, we can't change the people. We have to change the equipment.
Yeah.
And if you don't buy the right equipment that you can adjust to them, and like Steve is saying, adjustable equipment can cost, but if you buy at scale, then it becomes much more affordable to do it.
Yeah. Well, if you just buy the right stuff out of the gate.
Right.
And you know what? Buy equipment. Like, we love Human Scale. We love Work Right. Neutral Postures, another one. They make good quality chairs. I was telling one of the ladies at our client the other day, because we got her a Human Scale Freedom chair. I've had that Human Scale Freedom chair now for like 18 years, and it still looks brand new. It's like fantastic. They're fantastic. I got my former wife one too. She still has it, still using it. It's fantastic. A lifetime warranty. The equipment is built to last. It's nicely built. You're not going to break it. If you buy this junk from Office Depot, Office Mat, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to throw them under the bus.
Right.
Even the Costco chairs, yeah, they're a good $99 chair, but they're not made for continuous use day in, day out, where someone's sitting and needs to adjust, and things break easily. So,
Yes.
as Matt's saying, everybody's different. That's called anthropometrics, and we have averages. So 80% of the people can be adjusted with the standard equipment. A human scale keyboard tray and a monitor arm. Those two things right there, the standard chair, are going to cover all your issues. And that's what we see. A lot of times people don't take the time to adjust the chair. There's no information, feedback. There's no website. There's no training. There's no initial online assessment. We built ergoselfie.com. Yeah, I can show that to folks here. Let me see. Find that. But all my stuff up. Let's see. Ergoselfie.com. But we built this and we use this. What it is it's a way for people to evaluate your workstation right there with a video, and it explains on how to make the adjustments. It shows you in detail. So it runs them through 21 questions. Do that first, because so many times it's the simple things. Oh, my monitor is supposed to be here and it's over here, and I wonder why I'm having neck pain. I wonder why I'm having neck pain.
Yeah, right,
It's
exactly.
right down here. I wonder why. And so,
it removes a step too, right, Steve? Because a lot of times what people will do when they're thinking about ergonomics is, I've got to send an email to HR, and then HR sets an ergonomics evaluator, which who knows when that will happen. And
when do we
then
get the report? When do we get the equipment? I saw one of the ladies the other day, and she said, I was doing the eval. She saw me. She came over. She said, the equipment arrived 3 weeks ago, but I don't know when the facility is coming out to install it. I'm like, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. Wow.
Weeks ago? And it's still sitting there? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. So that being said, do something like that. Have some trainings. Have some initial assessments. Get equipment in bulk. And then you have to have some stuff for the standard deviations, -3 and +3, which is petite and big and tall. You have to have some of that equipment available. Usually that's just the chair, it's just the chair. And so those are very easy fixes and that kind of stuff. But if you do that initial assessment, if you give people the tools, teach them how to make adjustments, they can make the adjustments themselves. Then when they're still having an issue, we come in, we can really resolve that. It's how they're
Yes.
typing, it's where they're landing their wrist, it's you know, how much
Yeah.
they're exercising, how much water they're taking in. They have some other little issues not adjusted properly.
Yep.
Those are the
Yep.
big ones. And I think, again, what we like to see then is, okay, what's your next step? Data analysis. Okay.
Mm.
How many people did you evaluate? When did you evaluate them? What's the time span? How long did it take to get the equipment? Are they using the adjustments? Do a follow up in
Yeah.
3 months or 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, to see how they're working. Are you doing surveys like Matt said? How do you feel at your desk? You know, are are the monitors working? This day and age, everybody wants two monitors, and
Right.
you need two monitors. Much
Yep.
going on.
Yep.
So think about those things because doing it after the fact, which you can do, but it is the bowl of spaghetti. It's twisting, trying to modify. You just have to understand it's messy. It's like a 2-year-old eating spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's messy. It's messy. Like, yeah, we're going to come out and we're going to recommend stuff. And yes, you're going to have 15 human scales and 32 work rights. You're going to have a host of other junk in there that doesn't fit. And oh, well, we got to buy this little part and that little part. And oh, why did we get this monitor arm, that monitor arm? We don't have any extras. It's the same thing with playgrounds,
Yep.
Get it all from one manufacturer, interchangeable parts. You could have a stockpile of spare parts and stuff. And when
Yeah.
things break, you fix it. But if you buy the good quality equipment up front, it's just like anything else. It'll last
Yes.
a
Yes.
long time.
It'll last. And plus, when you if you do it afterwards, what's going to happen is, let's say you actually buy the good equipment after the fact, piecemeal for an individual. Well, the ones who are working around them are going to see that.
Right.
And then they're going to say, oh, hey, I want to get that. But maybe it won't be everybody at once. And then you'll buy one. And then the person down the line will buy one. And then, oh, my girlfriend who I have lunch with, I was telling her about my setup and she came by and saw it and she works in a whole other department. And
Why do you
she
have a
like
girlfriend at work, Matt? That's a no-no.
my friend who's a girl. Come on, Steve.
No, I'm just saying.
I think turning around on the gender side.
My colleague.
Two
My
guys from
colleague.
work
Just
going out
say
to
my
work.
colleague I had
My
lunch with.
colleague, yes, my
Oh my
colleague.
goodness, Matt.
Point is that conversations happen. People can see who has good equipment,
Oh,
can see
easy.
when something is different,
It
and
happens
they
all the
will then,
time.
yeah,
They're
and
like,
then they
my
will
neighbor's
say,
got the
why
sit
can't I
stand. I
have
want
that?
to sit stand. I want to sit stand. And then you got people
Right.
bringing their own stuff in.
Yep.
You have to, again, this goes back to, if you saw our episode on trust, you got to put it out there from the beginning. Got to explain why. Transparency.
Yeah.
You have to have a process. You need a policy. You need to have a good process in place. You need to have an approved equipment list. You need to have a request form to make it simple. But the way to do that is to start off by making all your workstations adjustable.
Yeah.
And if you do that, a lot of this can go by the wayside and it becomes very easy.
Yep. And I think there are long-term benefits to this as well, even beyond the financial scale of workers' compensation and all that. You have a happier, again, yeah, we joked around about it earlier, but more productive workforce. You have really kind of a feather in your cap. I have a really strong ergonomic program here that serves my company, serves my agency. And then also it's a benefit that you can put out there to entice when you have new employees that you're bringing in, that you're trying to hire on, and the hiring market is getting tougher and tougher for agencies out there. If you can offer, hey, we give you a comfortable workplace that supports you,
Right.
and part of that is the ergonomics program. That is also a huge incentive for an agency to pursue a proper ergonomics program.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody wants to work for the Googles and the Facebooks because free food, great workstation, cool setups, napping areas, like all that plays a big difference. So if you're a public
Yeah.
agency trying to attract these folks, and we've seen the exodus out of the financial realm of public agencies because other companies are paying big
Mhm.
bucks. And so what do? You have a great setup. You have dual work monitor,
Yeah.
dual monitors, dual screens.
Cool.
You have dual screens. And again, people are like, I need a dual screen, and they're looking at me and they're trying to justify it to me. I go, I know, I got 3 screens to work off every day.
Right.
Don't
Like you
worry
don't need
about it. I
to.
get it. I got it.
Yeah, I figured this is probably a good time for me to bring this up, Steve. I've always felt that I wanted to work in like one of those Silicon Valley tech offices, complete open space while I'm going around in roller skates. Does that work for you? Can I do that?
Hey, go work for them anytime you want.
I want to do that for
No,
you.
they're not going to like you though. They're going to be like, "You're a nasty risk manager. Why are you telling us we can't? We can't. We can't."
Okay, fine. I'll stay
Yeah, all right,
seated.
fine. Well, hey, if you need an ergonomics program, jump on us because we got 20% off for new clients. We'll do a great job for you. We really will help set it up. We do that
Yes.
cost effectively. So we
Mhm.
want to help everybody and we resolve a lot of issues, folks. We do have the Ergo Selfie. Don't forget to contact us, subscribe here, and check out
Yep.
all of our great training tools. We have Dollar Training Club, which
Yes.
is down there on the bottom right. I'm sorry, bottom left. And we have Udemy, and then our website. We got our blog and all that kind of stuff. So check it all out. If you have questions or concerns, feel free to hit us up. Happy to discuss them on the Risk Control Show.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
See you, folks.